So this is again the Operation Fatherhood YouTube channel, and many times I dedicate a lot of the videos that I do um, to my children because, like I said, I've said before, just in case anything ever happens to me and they want to kind of know my thoughts from 2020 onward, as long as I'm here, they can be able to look back at this channel and see. And also, I hope that maybe my words may be a blessing to others while I'm still here, including them. So sometimes I get different thoughts, just like we all do. Get thoughts from different videos I watch. So earlier I watched a video by Matt Walsh, who's a Daily Wire commentator. And usually I won't say too many people's names on this channel and videos that I do, just because just don't want to do that. But I was, my interest was kind of piqued just because it made me think to myself, that Elijah and Atlanta, if you ever watch this video, just remember that if the culture, society goes one direction, that doesn't mean that you have to go that direction. It doesn't mean that you have to hold to that view that has become popular. And I say that because Matt Walsh was basically doing a video where he was speaking, about people criticizing him for saying, I think he said something to the effect of like, sex work is not real work, or something to that effect. And he's basically, criticizing, the so-called work that, people who are in those industries, pornography industry, those who have to sell their bodies on the street, as it's not real work. It's not a real benefit to people. It's not gonna, it's not using your brain to benefit people, and that's kind of one thing I always hope that my children, as they grow up, I always say, especially my daughter, because it happens to so many women, but my son too, that you're more than your body. You don't have to sell your body. In order to, I would hope that you do not feel like you need to sell your body in order to make a living, in order to really feel like you're making a difference in the world, because you're not, if you go that route. And the thing is that not respecting quote unquote sex work is not necessarily meaning that you're not going to respect those people who are doing that work. You can still be loving and respectful to people who make that decision, but you have to respect what they do. And that's kind of the thing I've thought to myself in many cases where, and the point in the video that he was trying to make was that people would say, oh yes, well, those folks, have the right to have sex and make money and be protected and stuff like that. And a lot of countries, they do, Amsterdam, Nevada, in other places, protect, quote unquote, their sex workers. And that's for another video. I'm not really going to touch on that in this video. But my thing is, too, is even with respecting those people, you don't have to respect their work, or nor agree with it. And it's also kind of a reminder. Remember, he also said in a video that I thought was a good point, which was, he was like, which ones of us who have children will look at our children and say, one day I imagine you being in the pornography industry. Having an OnlyFans account, having the number one OnlyFans account. OnlyFans is supposed to be like some type of website. I've never been on it before, but supposed to be some type of website that allows for, like, quote unquote sex workers to get a fan base or something like that. And I thought to myself, that's a good point. But people can criticize them all they want to, but I know good and well I don't want my kids, being like, oh yeah, I'd wake up in the morning, going to sleep at night, when I look over my kids, hugging and kissing, playing with them. I imagine them being a president or a lawyer or a great soldier, or, and even if they want to be a farmer or a great plumber or truck driver, just something great, but also doing things that benefit other people. I never think to myself and say, man, one day my daughter's going to be appearing naked all over websites everywhere. Really, really great, high hopes for her. I have a high standard when she does, if she or my son do that. Really? Like, no, like I said before, and some people, there have been stories that have been told that go into that kind of industry, have been trafficked. They've been forced into that way of life, been abused, and think that's the only way they can make a living, or that's their worth is wrapped up in that kind of lifestyle. So anyway, like I said before, Elena and Elijah, please don't go to the way of the culture when they say, they want to go another way, and know that you're more than your body. Please don't go into sex work. Something to think about.